Hey, what's up, comrades? So I played a really bizarre, quote-unquote, psychological horror game. I don't know. I didn't think it was that psychologically horror. It was interesting, but at the same time, it had a few jump scares, and it was kind of creepy, but I don't know. I was the biggest fan. I also don't have video for it because OBS just recorded sound. So whatever, like, not full screen thing this was doing, I'll figure it out someday. I mean, I'm not like a real video maker guy. I just do this for fun, for something to do. So I like sharing my thoughts with the random people who may or may not be bots listening to my stuff. So the game's called F11, which is like floor 11. So it starts off and you're like in a house. Well, you get a message. It's like your father has passed. And so it's kind of like got that PT vibe. And if you don't know what PT is, there was like Silent Hill, right? Which, if you don't know what Silent Hill is, it's a survival horror game that was made by Konami shortly after Resident Evil. Like Capcom proved that Resident Evil could be a viable like concept where you could just slowly be chased by monsters and have like inventory management and just have like really creepy shit going on, and that it would be super popular, which it was, especially in the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 eras. If you don't know what Resident Evil is, I don't know, look up a fucking video. Like, Jesus. Okay, so PT was like a PlayStation 4 exclusive demo that just popped up one day and was supposed to be like a lead-in for a new Silent Hill game made by Metal Gear Solid Hideo Kojima, who is more recently known for Death Stranding. So it looked really good, and I played through it, and it was pretty good. It was super creepy, and it was first person and all this stuff. And you can clearly tell Resident Evil 7 and 8 have taken some, like, a lot of people are like, oh, this is very good. We should do more of this. And I haven't played 8 yet, but Resident Evil 7 is fantastic. So, but this is kind of, so it's got that, right? It's kind of grainy. It's kind of like low budgety, which is, I kind of like. So anyway, so you start off and you just kind of walk around and you like have to find a rose, and you get to find the rose, you got to find a key, and to get the key, you have to unlock a thing. So it's like very puzzly oriented, right? But all the puzzles make sense. I wasn't having like any problems with this. The game is very vague. So you get through that, and then you're like you get this rose, and you walk out the front door of the house, and it all turns like black and white, and then you walk up and you like lay a rose down on your dad's grave, and then it's like you get this letter in the mail, and it's like, oh hey, come see me on the 11F of this like building that I'm giving to you, or that you're inheriting from like your dad, and so just show up. And so you show up, and the whole game essentially takes place in this building, which only has 9 floors, because the 11th floor, or 11F, is like secret. And that's like the point of trying to figure it out. So and that's the game. You start walking in, it's pretty slow. You see 2 people, they disappear, and then there's just like a lot of creepy stuff and jump scares. So you kind of meander about. You find a book pretty quick if you just like take 2 seconds to look around. And inside the book, you see like, oh, the bad neighbors, and it kind of gives you hints on how to deal with the various like main antagonists in the game. There's 4. There's photograph guy, there's lady with the ear, there's smiley face man, and then there's like the children. Oh, and there's 5. There's the basketball boy on the stairs. So if you run into any of these guys, they kill you. And when they kill you, you just go back to like the foyer and have to start over again, which sucks because especially if you're up on like the 9th floor, it's a lot of walking upstairs. But as you like take care of them, you either don't have to deal with them in their rooms anymore, or they disappear. So for example, the basketball boy, he drops his basketball and you just pick it up and give it to him, and then he's gone forever. The 3 children wear like ghost costumes, and they have like a cartoon monster that follows them around. And so eventually you find a cartoon, like a hand-drawn door. You get in that door and you work your way through it, and there's like there's a little like replica of the cartoon monster that follows them around, or like the original cartoon monster. So you like smash it and take a key it's holding, and then the monster doesn't attack you anymore. Because periodically you would like turn around and the girls, or the boys, the children with the like wearing the red ghosts capes, and the monster would like be there, and the monster would attack and kill you. The camera guy, you like find his chamber, and you essentially just have to make sure he doesn't take a picture of you. So you wander through like a labyrinth essentially, and then if you hear him taking a picture, you just have to run and hide around a corner. And then eventually you get to the end, and you find out his mom like threw the camera away, and you get a picture of like a door with the number 11 on the back, right? It's like, okay, this is clearly where we need to go. The smiley guy is like alone and sad because someone ditched him at a carnival or something. So his room's like carnival-y, and you essentially just have to like back away from him until you can get to the very end and get a coin, which you need the coin to get like the ending, right, to beat the game. And then he can kill you and whatever. And then the last one is an old grandma who like you just have to crawl so she can't hear you. And then you get a key from a fridge and you open a door and inside there is the camera. And then you use like the camera and the picture. You use the camera to take like a picture of like the door, which is covered in like roots and stuff so that it looks like the picture. And then that opens the door and then you can like go in and then you can use the coin on the arcade machine, which gets you to the ending, right? I did not beat this game. The reason I did not beat this game is because there's a bug where sometimes the door leading to the camera, which you have to have to unlock the door to get to the ending, just doesn't open. And it's not just me, and it's not just because I torrented it. Like this is like a common bug. Like when I got on the very little like forums I could find about this game, it was like a decent, I would say at least half the people were having this problem. Like dudes were just like, yeah, so I had restarted the whole game. And granted, and so I went to a walkthrough to kind of see the ending because I'd done everything up to like the very last thing. And I was like, I'm not going to like play through this whole game. But like dudes were beating this game in like 30 minutes, right? Because there's a lot of rooms. So every floor has like 3 to 4 rooms. And you need green keys to open those doors, and then every floor needs a red key. So you got to kind of like work your way up, trying to find like the red keys and green keys. And like I never had a problem finding keys. That was never an issue. I never got to a place where I was like, I don't have a key to open this door. So never a problem. And I was like done with the game essentially. Like if I could just if this bug hadn't happened, I would have like beat the game. So. And then you just find like creepy notes and stuff, and that's the game. Like there's lots of creepy stuff. Like there's this thing where you walk into one floor and there's like these ballet dancers, and one of them grabs you and like spins you around, and her face keeps getting more like monstrous, and then she stops, and then that's just like the end, and you're just standing in the hallway. So it's a lot of that, a lot of just kind of creepy stuff. There's a point where you pick up like an axe, and you have to go out and smash puppets, and the whole screen turns like white, and it make like crazy sound in the background. But that's the game, right? It's a lot of just kind of creepy, oddball stuff. You read some like. You read all the notes, which I read a bunch of them. You get some like really sad stories, like this couple was trying to have a kid, and then they lost it, like had a miscarriage, and like that ended their marriage, and But none of the rooms are like that interesting, to be honest. You learn that the kid's father, I think, was father or mother, like completely abandoned them and like pieced out, and that they were kind of crazy and sad, and then I think the other parent just kind of abandoned them as well. So then everyone's a ghost. Like I said, the guy at the carnival was like he had a date, and that he got stood up and like told he was trash or something. So he like needs attention, right? It's a lot of that. Like the hammer guy had like an abusive mother. Then and then the mom, I can't remember, like the old lady, something about like she just had cancer or something and lost her hearing, or I don't remember. Anyway, so you get up to the arcade, and this is from the video I watched at this point. You get to the arcade, you put the coin in, you enter this big theater, you go into the theater, and then you start getting like weird choices. Like, do you know this person? Do you have a sibling? And you have to choose the right answer, otherwise it keeps asking you. Like, there's not a lot of choices in this game, to be honest. And eventually you learn, the big story is, the big reveal, is that your dad had an affair with another woman and had a child, and then like bought this apartment complex essentially, or this hotel, for like the girlfriend and the child, and then like abandoned them completely. And so then this boy, it seems like, this game doesn't clarify genders that well. So this child, I think he said he at some point, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so I'll just call him a child. So this other child, your sibling, grew up and just had like kind of like some failures, and everyone. Like a lot of the ghosts are like him. Like he tried photography, that didn't work out. Right, his father abandoned him like the children. He wanted to become a cartoonist, and he tried really hard and did a really good job. And he was like encouraged by like the children who lived in the apartment complex. But like, he never got approval to do that. Like there was a lot of abandonment issues there. And then it's like just like a sad story about this guy and everything that's going on. And then you could ask like the same questions you asked before, and now you can answer them differently. Like, do you have a sibling? Yes. Do you know who this person is? Yes. That's like my father's like side hustle, essentially. And then after like all this revelation, you you see like a guy walking up to like your character, it seems, while they're watching this film on theater, and then like the character like turns around and like runs all the way down to like the bottom floor, and then through this like recycle door bin and opens it up, and then there's like a furnace, and you read a lot about this furnace, how it can fit so many people and stuff like that. And it seems like this guy, someone, either the person you're playing or the other one, like killed themselves by burning themselves, or maybe burned the whole building down. I don't know. It was kind of vague. So yeah, that's 11F. It was fine. The atmosphere was kind of interesting. I was never like that into it, and I was glad it was really short. And then when it bugged out and I couldn't beat it, I was kind of like, meh. So would I recommend it? Nah, not really. But it wasn't bad. It was a game. And yeah, there you go. Catch y'all later.